Good afternoon, and welcome to the Uncensored live Q&A session. My name is Danny, and I'll give you the webinar today. Let's go through the agenda here. We're just gonna have gonna look at the agenda here, okay? So to begin with, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the previous questions that our team has prepared. Okay, previous questions from other webinars, common questions, and so on. Dynamic questions, which are the true purpose of this webinar. Guys, this quite unique concept of live Q&A is not something that you can find everywhere. And you can just take advantage of this webinar and ask whatever you want and get your answer on the chart, as long as, of course, the time will allow us. And I'm just going to paste it down here, similarly to how this looks like, okay? Now, on this part, I'm just going to send you some links. Just a second. I think that where can I get more? Okay. All right. And then lastly, analysis. But there's a question here. What factors should I consider before making an order? Okay. So this is, first of all, thank you very much. Okay. Similarly to what just Tat did now, I'm just going to take your question, sir or miss, and I'm just going to paste it down here. Okay, perhaps we should make it a little bigger. Not exactly sure. Is this really? Yeah, it seems so, isn't it? Yeah, so this is a great question by Tat. Okay, what preparations, what factors should I consider before making an order? Excellent. We're just going to cover those questions and then we can carry on with ease. But similarly to Mr. or Mrs. Tat, you can just put your question down and I'll paste it down here. Yeah. All right. So, and it's important to note that any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only. It should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Apart from that, guys, this webinar is recorded. So even if you didn't understand something, you shouldn't be too bothered by that because you can just review it later on in our channel. Yeah? Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that the webinar is recorded as it's supposed to be, and then we can hit the road. So I'll be right back. Thank you very much. Excellent. That seems fine. That seems fine. There is another question here before we take off. Candle movements or US news or Europe news, or read all academic calendars. Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. I understand. Okay, so let's carry on with these guys. We're going to open the webinar with a question that we received. Just go one by one. We're going to take them and place them somewhere here. Okay. Now, let's first read, and then maybe we're not going to do it by linear order. Okay, how to improve trading psychology. Ooh, that's not a bad question, right? How to combine technical and that is exactly what you just asked, sir, I think, right? How to combine technical and fundamental analysis, right? Then we have here, what is better, MT4 or MT5? Okay. Well, I mean, I understand the subtext of this question. It's probably referring to which features would be preferred. We'll see. I'm not really sure about this question. Where can I get more education? The question here by Gerard. Okay. Where can I get help with help settings and using the M24? Yeah, that's not a bad question either. So first of all, thank you. Just gonna take your question, sir. I'm gonna put it down here and we'll get to that. Oh, why does it let me paste it for some reason? Oh, it seems like it. Yeah, just gonna get rid of that. Actually, let's keep it. Who cares? All right, but we'll get to that. we're right. So we had what is better, MT4, MT5. Later on, we have where can I get more educational materials? No problem. What is the recommended balance? Ooh, that one I like. That one and that one. Those are fabulous questions. Yeah, about that, I can give my opinion about that. Again, I'm gonna send you some links here, and let's just hit the road. Let's see what's going on. So, how to improve technical trading psychology? First of all, who thinks that psychology is even part of trading? Why is that important? Trading psychology. What is trading psychology, guys? Anybody knows? Trading psychology. I would think when I'm looking at this chart, it seems to me like numbers. So I don't know anything about psychology, right? But to be honest, when I'm making a decision, right now we're looking at Australian Japanese yen, okay? Let's open what seems interesting to, oh, gold. I think gold kept on rising. It does seem like, is it flinching down now? Not really. No, it's still on its way up. Who knows how long this will carry on. Okay, let's suppose that now I took a position. Okay, I took a buy, this is an example, and I was here. Okay, let me get rid of that. And let's suppose that I took the position here. I took a buy, okay, somewhere here. Let's suppose that I took it somewhere here, 21.27. Fear and greed balancing the two. Not bad. Not bad at all. We have a question here from Vincent D. Souza. How do you set the lot size? Okay, we'll see about that. The question here by Steven. Steven, you will be, you won't be the last. I actually have place for one more. Do you know what percentages of the trades are done manually and how are being by algos? Okay. The question is, what are you referring to? Are you asking how many traders or how many are using it? I would like you to elaborate maybe. Yeah, so when I'm looking at this scenario here, right? It seems like on this particular day, so I'm just gonna recap here to the folks who are not fully familiar with what's happening now. Okay, what's happening is I'm looking at gold. I'm looking at 1 day. Okay, I'm just gonna change the crosshair. It will be easier for us this way. In my understanding, trading psychology is that you do not stick on one instrument which made you lose. You think that, you don't want to gamble. Yeah, well, great input. Okay, that is more referring to diversification, but you got a point. Yeah, so when I'm looking at this scenario here, okay, I'm looking at days. I'm gonna switch to 1 hour, and we're simply gonna, let's switch to 4 hours. Maybe it will be easier. There we go. You see that down here, okay, if I took here a buy somewhere, right? Eventually it went up, right? Eventually it went up. But if in here I took a buy, even if my analysis was correct, still it went up and down. Now, my decision for the long run can be great, but in the meantime, when I watch my money goes down, how can I put it? Nobody likes to see his money goes down. So psychology is our emotions just sometimes mixing in our in our analysis. Now, how do you improve trading psychology? Okay. Also, what do you think that can be mistakes out of trading psychology? Let's suppose that I have a position, it's making money, and I have another one, and it's making money, and I want to add more and more. Now, I don't necessarily need to, but I can if I have the margin, so why not? Well, I should remember that as much as I can gain, I can also, it works the other side around. So what can be helpful with improving your trading psychology is to put down a plan, right? Guidelines. When I have a plan, I have a goal, okay, $1,000. I know if I made my $1,000, I don't have to trade, right? Of course, I can trade more, but if I have a goal, I know, okay, my goal is $1,000. If I achieved it, everything else is a bonus. Okay, but this way I can design. There's a question here. Can you explain a bit about the role of activities, the market? I'm not sure that this is the right place for that, Stephen. But as I was explaining, if I have a certain guideline, if I know, okay, my plan is to make $1,000 and I have something called risk reward ratio, right? And I say, okay, my goal is $1,000. I don't want to lose more than, let's say, 5% of my account. Okay, so I have risk money management that I can again include in my plan, in my guidelines. Then I can say, okay, my goal is this. I don't want to lose more than that, and this is a great place to begin with. Philip, I am extremely, extremely sorry. I just have no way to help you. You should contact your account manager for that. I just don't know how to help you. Okay, so $1,000 would be my goal. This would be my exposure, something I would set my account not to exceed from. And now I'm going to give you a nice tool how to measure it and how to know it in advance. Okay, now when it comes down to psychology, I also need to remember that the decision that I'm making now, okay, might not be the same if I'm making profits or loss. My decision can be different. And then I can play with my take profit and stop loss, which could have different impact on my result. Different impact than when I initially analyzed it. Because when I'm analyzing something now, just a second. So as I was saying, when I'm analyzing something initially and I put time and effort and I look at support and resistance and candles formation, and my decision now might be different than my ongoing decision when I see my money goes up and down, right? So one of the ways to, Yuki, good to see you. Great. For all the new joiners, as I said in the beginning, it's fine. The webinar is recorded anyway. You can see the previous part on YouTube later on. Okay, don't be bothered by that. As I was explaining, when I'm analyzing something initially and I put time and effort and I know that my analysis can be as good as I want it to be, okay, it might be different when the market starts moving. So if I have it written down, I have more trust in myself and I can say, okay, in advance, I know that I was aiming for a certain, let's do it together, okay, let's do it together. Let's suppose that I have 10,000. Yuki, I'm from Japan. Okay, hajimemashite then. What I was explaining here is let's do it together. Okay, let's put down here 21.27 is the current price. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're simply going to put a higher price by $10, which will be 21.37. Okay, and 21.37 will be, just a second, something here doesn't add up. 21.37. Just a second, am I with a buy? Okay, let's try that again. Oh, there is a limit to how much I can put, isn't it? 21.67. There we go. Okay, so right now it's showing me that my potential oh, it went back to 9. Let's do it. Guys, there is something you should know. When you click sell or buy, it resets the settings underneath. Okay, if I click here sell or buy, my numbers will be different. Look. Okay, so pay attention to the changes that you're making, so God forbid you won't make a mistake. I'm back to 10. I'm going to increase the price now is 21.57. It will be 21.67. And then because it's $10 higher and I'm with $10, I can make 100. Same apply for the loss. Let's set it the other way around, 21.47. Okay, and now we have 100 up and 100 down. Again, hypothetically, we're going to go back to 1 day, as we saw. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we're now experiencing all-times high, right? Let's see, we're not, yeah. So there is no indication of when is the next time it's going to reach to that level because it's never been there before. Now, how can I take advantage of this? Okay, and the question here is referring specially to improved trading psychology. When I'm looking at this price and I'm thinking, okay, if I have, God forbid, I have made a mistake, I took a buy here and it goes down on me. When is the next time it's going to get back to that level? Guys, let me rephrase my question. The price now is 21.57. Okay, and this is the first time that gold has reached that price ever. Okay, statistically, when is the next time it can go back to that price? No one can know that. Is that understood? Nobody can know that. Nobody, because statistically it's never been there. This is why I can never know when it will go back to that price if I've made a mistake. So the first thing I want to do to be cautious and that my trading psychology is not going to interfere is to think about where to place my stop loss. Because if I don't have a stop loss, only God knows how high it's going to go, right? Only God knows. Maybe it will go to 20 or 2200, right? Maybe it will go higher than that. Can anybody know? No, this is why it's called all-time high. This is why it can go to here easily, right? We have the NFP tomorrow, so on top of that, so it can be even more wild. Okay, so I think that a stop loss in this case, it might be quite advisable, right? So in this case, if I'm gonna go with a buy, I need to know, okay, let's suppose that my stop loss is designed for 21.55. It's approximately, let's go back to weeks. No, what about days? That's much better. Still difficult to see, but I guess it's fine. Something here doesn't add up. It was 21.47, isn't it? We changed it. Yeah. There we go. 21.47. That's more like it. Okay then. And we have the higher line, 21.67. We have 100 up and 100 down. Now, when my balance is 10,000, right? And my possible loss is 100. That means, let me do it with you. Just a second. 10,000 multiply 0.0100. That means that this is 1%. This is 1%, 1% exposure. This way, I know, okay, even if I lose, okay, let's suppose that I lose 100, no problem. I have another 9,900. So I'm relieved. If this position would have been with, who asked me about the lot size? Let's look at here. How do you set the lot size? Right, so this is one of the ways to determine if the lot size is good or not. So let's suppose that I wouldn't go for 10 units, I would go for one lot, okay, like that. Am I still going to be relieved? Look, I went for one lot instead of 10. Whoever asked me about the lot size, it's difficult to find it here. Vincent, right? I found you, Vincent. So Vincent, as you can see, if I have one lot and I can lose 1,000 and not 100, I'm already climbing from 1% to 10, right? And if I have several positions like this, my psychology might be different. Let's put it this way. So if my risk money management is well composed, I am sitting in the balcony having tea. I know that the worst case scenario with 0.1, I'm gonna just lose 100, yeah, and I'm relieved. If I can lose more than that, or God forbid, if I decided to go for even a higher position, leave the fact that I can't even acquire this position, I don't have enough money, right? For that either. Okay. The point here is trading psychology is complex with a few things. Risk money management, if it's well composed, you have a plan, as I usually show. I don't know if they're in. I'm not going to show too thoroughly now. Let's see if we have a question. Maybe I should do it anyway. Not really. Maybe there is. Maybe there is. Okay. So I'm going to take this question. I'm going to paste it down under this question, and we're going to see together. So to improve trading psychology, as I have explained, we need plan and guidelines. In this case, what I did is I took this, usually I put it this way, target time, movements in units. I'm not going to explain how to use and utilize this approach because I'm doing it in another webinar. Okay, if my target is 100, the time length here is 1 day. Movements in this case was 10, and the units was 10. Therefore, take profit and stop loss will be 2057. Oh, sorry, 67 and 2147. Again, guys, whoever wants to see how to compose with this approach can kindly see the webinar that I did yesterday. Okay, and with this, I can also determine my lot size, right? And I can know my lot size if it's one lot. Okay, well, I don't have the margin impact to do that, right? And unfortunately, if I'm looking at it here, it seems like potential gain 1,000 might be good, but potential loss is a bit higher than I would expect. So in this case, I can also determine my lot size to be whatever I need. Okay, sorry. And then I know, okay, I can adjust it. If I want to make 500, I can just take it to 0.5, yeah? And then again, my stop loss will be, my possible loss will change accordingly. Anyway, you understood the game here is to find the sweet spot between what you want to make and what you're willing to lose. Apart from that, I can also adjust the stop loss to be closer, and then I can make my possible loss lower. Okay. Now, what is the recommended amount to make $1,000? Look how nicely all the pieces are forming here a picture. Okay, what is the recommended amount to make $1,000? But the problem here is during what time to make $1,000 a month, a day, a year, an hour. But let's suppose that this is $1,000 in a position. Okay, let's assume that. Yeah, let's say that to make $1,000, we're gonna play a little bit with the numbers. This will change it to 77. This one will make it, we'll keep it as it is. Yeah, why not? Okay, but still, right. So what did I do? I just changed from one lot to half a lot just to adjust that it will match my balance. If I keep it in one lot, will I be able to take this position? No. Why? Let me show you. Okay, so underneath, we're going to put down a couple of things. Gold price per unit is 21.56 units, one lot, 100. Okay, which makes the value 100 multiplied 21.56 equals 215,000. It's written right here. You don't have to know that by heart. And then we have the leverage. The leverage multiplies buying and selling. Again, you don't need to know that as well. You just point in here, and it's showing you the definition. Okay, no problem. And what makes sense is, because I multiply by 20, is just to divide margin impact, which is the necessary amount. And now what we can do, okay, I'm just going to show you the equation here. So 200,015 divided by 20 is how much? Let's do it together. And then we can find out the necessary amount. Okay, equals 10,700. Right. So unfortunately, with the balance that I have, I don't have enough money to acquire this position. Okay. So to this question, what is the recommended amount to balance to make? A recommended balance to make $1,000? This might not be the answer. But I have to be frank with you guys. This question is much more complex than just to give you a recommended amount. But thanks to this question, I can show you what is not a recommended amount. Okay? The margin impact is only what you need. So even if I would go for something typically similar, and I would take advantage of the leverage, and I would say, okay, I can take this position. You see, 0.9, I can definitely take this position. But is that a good idea? I have 10,000 available. Is it a good idea to use 9,700 out of it? In other words, what I'm asking is, should I use, I don't have anywhere to write it down, but should I use 97.3% of my capital in a single position? Yeah, I guess most of you guys knows the answer for that. So even if I can take this position, it doesn't mean that this is the recommended amount, okay? But my personal opinion about the recommended amount is to work with a count much larger than what I actually need, so I will be able to diverse, to sustain the positions, and to survive the fluctuations that's happening against me. Otherwise, if I take this kind of position with my account, I might blow it very fast. Okay. All right, there are lots of things here written, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down here simply risk, money management, and well-composed positions and guidelines blended strategy can help not making hasty unanalyzed decisions. Okay. Which I have showed on the chart as an example. How to combine, we'll get to that. We took that, what is the recommended amount? There is no actual formal recommended amount, but it is recommended to use a larger sum than, I have a lot of typos, okay, never mind, sum than the actual margin requirement to have the ability to diverse and stain the positions as an example. In other words, what I wrote here is that we can't be too sure about if the market is going to be in our favor or not, and this is why we should prepare ourselves a nice, comfortable safety net. Okay, how to combine, we'll get to that. How to set the lot size, setting the lot size is depending on strategy, the margin impact or requirement, and the balance of my account. Actually, there is one more, setting the stop loss depending on the strategy. Yeah, that's give or take. Yeah, this is give or take, risk reward ratio and all kind of things. I don't want to expand about it too much. We have other questions. How to combine. This is maybe something I would speak about in a moment. Where can I get? This is very easy. Yeah, there is no significant difference. How many F's did I? Between MT4 and MT5. However, MT5 is a newer, more advanced platform which has more instruments to trade. That is give or take. I am bribed by MT4 because for me it's like my knife and spoon, right? Or knife and fork. I don't know how you say it, but for me it's very basic. But MT5 is good as well. It's good as well, and it has its advantages. How to combine? Okay, we'll get to that in a second, but first I just wanna I'm just gonna write down a couple of things here. Our education section, Academy. What else? Webinars, videos and tutorials. And the most, maybe I should put it first. Guys, a senior account manager is something that we provide, and many other companies don't do that anymore. But as well as we do it, you want to take advantage of it. And your account manager can also help you with the things that I'm teaching you here today, right? Now, apart from that, the question here by who asked me that as well? I just don't want to drag down the whole question section. A senior account manager is a devoted person who can assist you personally with trading queries and support trading support through the process. Okay, there we go. How do you get? I requested one, but nobody got back to me. Then you must request that on the live chat, and you need to know that you're eligible, Gerard. You're eligible, somebody should get back to you. If nobody gets back to you, you can go to here. You see there is a live chat here. You can ask, am I eligible for an account manager? And if you do, please either ask for assignment, because sometimes there is nobody assigned on your file, and then there is nobody to get to you. So if somebody is assigned, you can ask so that he will get back to you. And if nobody is assigned, you can just ask for somebody to be assigned. That's what I would do. Usually we get back less than a day, but it depends. Okay. Where was I? Yeah. So this is the question. This is actually the same as Tat asked me in the beginning, right? Tat, you asked me about what was here? Should vector? Yeah. Right. So how to combine technical and fundamental analysis. Okay. Right. So what we're gonna do? Actually, let's go to the economic calendar. So guys, I'm gonna take you back to the default screen by clicking here on AvaTrade. Right, then what I'm gonna do here on the left, we have several icons here all the way almost to the left. To the bottom, we have here the globy icon. I'm gonna hit on economic calendar. And what I'm gonna do is just to scroll down a bit. Oh, it's already here. That's weird. Maybe you spoke about it yesterday. It could be. Okay, so this is what is happening tomorrow. And why am I showing you this? Who cares about the non-farming payroll? How does it even correlate with gold? Just going to take the number from here. And I'm going to take the number from here. And we have this is previous. This is the forecast. Right, we have the A. Right. So those are also preparations that you guys can easily do. It's not even difficult. You're just going to look at the numbers and you can make this easy, that comparison. And they're supposed to be, let's take it as high as we can, right? Now, What are we doing here? Who has an idea already? What we're doing here? Okay. There is a question here. What do you need to be eligible for a senior account manager? I'm really not sure about that, but I believe just make a deposit and ask. It used to be a certain amount to deposit, but we kind of changed that. Just if you've made a deposit and you started to just ask for an assignment. If there will be a problem with that, they will probably tell you on the spot. Okay. Otherwise, you can send an email to CS. You see, cs@avatrade.com. I think it used to be 1,000 or more. Can't really remember. Okay, cs@avatrade.com. Fact of the NFP. Yes, exactly, Vincent. You caught the idea. So we have here I'm just a second, guys. I'm sorry. What we have here is what happened last time, what we expect that will happen, and according to that, we can expect US dollar to respond and gold to respond to that. Now, if in the first scenario we have 200,000, which is higher than the forecast, lower than before. In this case, we have higher than the forecast, almost, I would say same as before, and we have higher than the forecast and higher than before. The two here, okay, let's see what's going on. If it comes down to 200,000, the new NFP is 200,000. Frankly, personally, I'm not sure if it will be down to those levels, but I might be wrong. Okay, what do you think if there will be 200,000 will be the result? What do you think that will happen with the dollar and with the gold? Okay, who think that gold is going to go up? The dollar is going to go up? Or yeah, it's hard to tell. Okay, or yeah, I feel you. It's hard to tell. Let's suppose that in this case, right? But let's remember, last time was much higher. Right? Igor, you're asking why you say. Unfortunately, I'm familiar with what you're saying, Igor, but it's not a formula. There are many times when gold went up and the dollar was up as well. Okay, so we can't be too sure about that, but that's the nature of things. And why? Because gold is a safe haven, and people run to safe haven when the market is unclear. Okay, but it's not a formula. But let's suppose that 200,000 was approximately what we expect that will happen. In this case, gold is gonna, we don't know how it's gonna respond. And because of that, what did we say that will happen when there is uncertainty? Again, gold can either go up or we don't know. Okay, but I don't think it will go down. Again, I could be wrong. I don't want to give you again any financial advice, but that's what I would expect that will happen. Okay, as an example, in here when it's higher than the forecast, and like less time, is that positive for the dollar? What do you think, guys? If it comes down to 350, this is the new result in scenario B. Is it positive or negative? Positive, right? Okay, so what we expect that will happen with the gold? Down, right? Negative impact. Right. Let's carry on. Right. So in this case, the last case, again, you guys should know that there are surprises, right? So whatever we're analyzing now, the market can look different, but this should be helpful. Yeah, so 400,000 is higher than before. It's doubled in the forecast. What do you think that will happen with gold? Okay, therefore, right? This picture makes sense. To tell you if it's guaranteed or not, absolutely not guaranteed. But this way you can take this and you can take the picture that we saw just 5 minutes ago with gold. You can combine them and you can say, okay, gold seems like it's rising, new times, all times high. Okay, no problem. Let's not forget that until 2 weeks ago, it looked like that. Okay, it's less than that. It's a week ago, right? It started climbing a week ago, and we can see that the area that it's been was approximately here, which is much more wider. Okay, it's much wider than that. See that it passed that area down here, and it shoot up just a week ago. Okay, so the way that we can analyze, where is the question? It's supposed to be here. Yeah, how to combine, yeah, fundamental analysis. So depending on the fundamentals and previous support and resistance levels, we can assume what can make the market fluctuate through those levels based on previous behavior, or I should say on previous occurrences. Okay, that means, as we just did, we just took the report, we broke it down, and we pretty much fluctuate, didn't put it right, fluctuate. Yeah. And as we did, which wasn't difficult, right? It wasn't difficult, right, guys? Didn't take too long either. So this is something we shouldn't be lazy. We just do it because we're traders, and this is what we're supposed to do analysis. There's no other way. What factors should I consider? Exactly that. Exactly that. There is no other way to just go about it. just analysis, all analysis, and like I said, a plan, risk money management, and all the things that we usually speak about, margin comparison, and all of that, all together should create harmony. Do you know what percentage of traders are done manually? God knows. God knows. Who asked me that question? I can only tell you this. Who just asked me that? There is just so many questions, guys. I don't want to scroll up and find out. But whoever asked me that, I just want to tell you one thing. I've tried many systems along my career, and it's not a bad idea to have something automatically working if it's good, but I would only convinced if I'm seeing a good Excel sheets with, how can I say that? I need to be really convinced to use something like that for the long run. And I would never rely on it purely. I would never. I would acquire the skills, I would acquire the knowledge, I would acquire a plan that makes sense to me in case something doesn't go well, and only then as an addition I would use it. Okay, I'm not familiar with the statistics. This is something you must ask somebody who's statistics fomented. But I'm not a statistics expert, so it might be difficult to give you an answer, and I don't want to say anything that is less than perfect. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, guys, do we have any more? Oh, we have another 5 minutes. Okay, we'll see. Let me send you that, because this is actually a question that we had here, how we get more education, but I'm not really happy with the way that this looks. Pre-support and resistance, we can assume. Maybe I should just get rid of that. And somehow this should make more sense, even though, no, it does make more sense. Perfect. Where is our chat? There used to be, there we go. All right, so this is the Education Center. This is another way of educating yourself. This is log in and make a deposit. You want to get yourself a senior account manager. This one is the FAQ and the Help Center for questions relating the account or some other things about the services. This is the Academy, even though you can reach out through here at the left corner. See, like, this is YouTube icon thingy. If I click on tutorials, okay, it used to throw, oh, never mind. This is exactly why I'm sending you the links as well. You see, you can get to here through the links, or clicking on the button or the link that I shared with you, this link down here. And yeah, beside that, I'm gonna give you the nice special promotion code to have one-on-one premium market review. I'll be honest with you guys, whatever I'm teaching you, whatever tools I'm giving you, at the end of the day, it's for you to practice, okay? Those tools at the end of the day are tools for you to carry on with ease, but they're not meant to turn you to a professional trader. All those webinars are little inputs that all together should help you compose a nice strategy. But at the end of the day, it's practice. It's practice. You have to see as many scenarios as you can. You have to grasp really different variety of charts. I always recommend to see different time frames to explore and expand. But get yourself something that can happen systematically, even if it's a single asset, even if it's a small amount, as long as you understand the concept, and from there you can evolve. You can add more and more layers, and you can still have consistency. Okay, we can expand, but not to exaggerate, and then we are all over the place and we just have more information, but we don't necessarily know how to implement it on the chart. Okay, so this, what I'm giving you now, this code here that I'm giving you, the Q&A benefit, this is something that's worth gold, okay? One-on-one premium market review with your account manager is something you don't want to you don't want to miss. You give it to your account manager, sit with him for half an hour or whatever he's willing to give you, and just get the market review and try and implement it with him on the chart. Okay, even though there is a limit of how far we can go, but at least we can, like I said, give you the tools to understand it much better than regularly. Okay, guys, unfortunately, our time is up for today. Is there anything that you would like to share with me? Any thoughts or queries or questions before we say goodbye? Anybody? Excellent, excellent. That's very good, John. So I'm happy that everybody enjoyed. Thank you for all the questions and how to join the market review. Yuki, as I said before, this code here that I'm showing. Oh, maybe you can't see that, but the code that I sent. Check the chat. Did you receive it, guys? I'm not sure. You know, when I'm sending those things, I never have an indication if it's seen on the other side or not. I wish that somebody can confirm that what I'm sending is getting to the audience, you know? So I sent on the chat special promotion code. You can just take Q&A benefit, you copy and paste it, you give it to your senior account manager, and they know the drill. They're just going to give you a premium market review. Of course, with a pleasure. All right, guys, you have a good rest of the week, fruitful week, make a lot of profits, and have a good day.